Welcome to Quality Branding Hub. The channel is for the quality control engineer, site engineer, and the civil engineer who are working in the construction site. In this channel, we are dealing with anything and everything which is required to get success in the construction. Today also, I am going to discuss about a very important topics, that is how to prepare or how to raise material approval request for the vitrified tiles. Vitrified tiles is widely used for the finishing item, but before purchasing, you need to take it approval from the consultant or the client or any other concerned authorities, so that you need to prepare material approval request and you need to submit to the consultant and for get it approval. So how you will prepare material approval request, in this video I will discuss each and everything. And new in my channel, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. Without wasting time, let's jump into the subject, that is today's topic, material approval request for vitrified tiles. So for that, you need to know what is vitrified tiles and what is the criteria for the vitrified tiles. For that, I have made a detailed video about the vitrified tiles. Link is there or in the description. Please check. You will get the full information about the vitrified tiles. But for the short, the tiles or the ceramic tiles which has the water absorption less than 0.08%, that is called the fully vitrified tiles. So today we are discussing about only those tiles, and what is the IS code, that also I will discuss. The first things in the material approval request, you need to prepare a general information. But what is material approval request, why it is important, how to prepare material approval request, I have made another detailed video. Link is there already in the description. Please check, you will get the full information. So here, first things you need to insert or you need to put what is the general information, that is what is the project name, that is for which projects you are asking for this approval. So that is why first you need to mention which project. Then who is the client or the PMC and the contractors. Maybe client is there, project management consultant is there, structural consultant is there, and the main contractor is there. So all this you have to mention in the front sheet or the submittal sheet. Then material name and type, what material you want to intend to submit this material approval request for. In this case, you need to say this is fully vitrified tiles. Then supplier and vendors names, who is the manufacturer and from where it is coming, and who is the supplier. If the manufacturer or supplier is different, then you need to mention the supplier name as well. Then you need to say request a name and the contact information, who is requesting. So maybe the quality person, then the project manager. So you need to mention their name, contact information, and they have to sign that one. Then approval request number and the revision. See, every document in quality control must have the unique identification number. Without the unique identification number, if we are submitting or if we are dealing with any document, that means it is non-conformity. So that is why every document has to be the unique number. So according to your projects, what is the unique number, that you need to mention on the submittal sheet. And if it is a revision 0, that is R0, or if consultant has given some comments and you are resubmitting, then maybe it's a revision 1. So the unique identification and the revision number has to mention in the general information or in the submittal. Then we need to know what is the material details. The first things is manufacturer trade license. See, material is already said, the vitrified tiles. Now manufacturer trade license, why it is important? Because that you need to ensure to the client that you are taking the material from a legal source, not from any illegal source. That is why the valid trade license has to submit. Then ISO certificate. Nowadays everyone is asking for the ISO certificate, so then why you need to attach the ISO certificate also. Then material details. What is the material details? Here it is in our case ceramic tiles, or sorry, fully vitrified tiles. In ISO 13712 it says that the full vitrified tiles is if it is less than 0.08% is water absorption capacity, that is called the vitrified tile. So you need to mention that is vitrified trials. Then material size and dimension, it has to mention. Why? Because there maybe the manufacturer has their different size, production size, but what actually you need, maybe in the drawing it is saying you need 60 by 60 vitrified tiles. So you need to mention the which size of the tiles you need. That is why you need to mention the dimension. Now what is the dimension? From where you will get? You will get the dimension details in IS 15622 in table 3 and table 4. Here you can see in these two table what is mentioned in 15622. Here it is saying modular preferred size for the E less than 0.8%, because E less than 0.8% is the vitrified tiles. And in table 4 non-modular size. Here you can see different size, 10 by 10, 15 by 15, 15 by 10, 20 by 10, 20 by 15, and in the non-modular 15 by 7.5, 15.2, and 7.6. So you need to mention that which size you are asking, and you need to mention the drawing reference, because in the drawing reference if it is mentioned 60 by 60, then you need to say as per the drawing, this drawing reference the size is as per the table 3 and the modular size 60 by 60 you are proposing for the same. And then you need to prepare a compliance statement. What is compliance statement? Compliance statement is that whatever you are proposing, you need to comply as per the project requirement or as per the IS specification. So what will is the column 1, the properties, and as per project requirement and as per proposal. See, dimension, then accuracy, then modulus of rupture, then breaking strength. So what is mentioned in the specification you need to mention, and what is your proposing. If it is matching, then you need to say yes, 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 because this without the compliance statement no MAR is valid. And also the checklist, it is varied from consultant, but there is a checklist that from after submittal you need to attach the checklist, and then you need to attach the compliance statement, then other documents. Because why? The consultant or the client will check that all the documents are there or not, and then the compliance statement, that is everything is compliant or not, then they will check document one by one. So first the submittal, then the checklist, and then the compliance statement. So then material details such as physical and chemical properties as per IS 13712 and as per IS 15622. So here it is clearly mentioned what is the criteria you need to satisfy. See, this is table 9. In the table 9, let me zoom out more. Now it's visible. Yeah, see, so let me zoom it now. No. I will go to the respective code, that is 15622 table 9. Okay, then let me open that code. Where is my code? Here is my code. See, this is table 9. In this table 9, requirement of tiles with water absorption E less than 0.8%. That is our vitrified tiles. So I will not go on the details, but you need to satisfy each and every criteria. I have discussed in details all about the vitrified tiles. The link is there or in the description. You check, you will. I have discussed each and every point, but in short you need to check what is the length and width, and what is the nominal size, and then what is the percentage of maximum, that, then thickness, then straightness, then rectangularity, then surface flatness, then the physical properties, water absorption, that is 0.08 less than, that you have to say okay, my is 0.08, so this is compliance. Then modulus of rupture, average 35, individual is 32, breaking strength 700 minimum for the thickness less than 7.5, and 1300 minimum thickness for the if it is thickness is 7.5. Then moisture expansion, scratch hardness, resistance to surface abrasion, coefficient of linear thermal expansions, thermal shock resistance, crazing resistance, impact resistance, coefficient of friction, resistance of deep abrasion, chemical properties, the resistance of staining, then resistance of household chemicals, resistance to acid and alkali. So what is mentioned in this code, you need to make a compliance statement. There's length and width as per requirement, it should be maximum by 0.6, and your proposal is 0.5, that is compliance. But if it is a 0.8, then it is not compliant. So according to this table 9, you need to prepare a compliance statement for the vitrified tiles, and then we are coming into the next part, what we need to check in the MAR. So physical and chemical properties and the compliance statement you have to mention. Then you need to check the what is the quantity required, because maybe you need quantity 1000 square meter and you are purchasing for the 500 square meter, so it is not compliant with the requirement. So that is why you need to mention what is the quantity you need for this. Then relevant specification clause. Why? Because consultant will check as per that specification, whatever the compliance statement has made as per the specification clause or not, the relevant BOQ lineup item. Why? That has to check that the specification and the BOQ are the same. Then compliance statement I already discussed. This previous project approval, because you need to know that the item has been used in the similar projects of yours, so that you will get the confidence that this project or this material can be used in these projects. Then environmental approval. Why? Because you need to sustain this our environment. We have the only one mother planet, so that is why you need to submit that the environmental clearance, that it is not harming the environment whenever it is preparing. Then quality and safety procedure, how this made and how the safety is made for whenever it's a production. Then the third criteria, purpose and intended use. Why you are where the tiles to be used, such as floor and walls, maybe the ground floor or the first floor or the podium area or the toilet or the dry area, exactly where it is to be used you need to mention. Then any specific project requirement or consideration. So if you need the glazed, unglazed, polished, unpolished, acid resistance, so what is your requirement, that also you need to mention in the MAR. Then it is quality document. It is very much important that you need to submit the quality document. So test certificates and reports. Why? Whatever you are claiming that your tiles is all these modulus of rupture, thermal coefficient, that you need to substantiate with the test certificate. You have given the material test data, you have given the compliance statement, but how I will ensure that these are as per the your what is your claiming. That is why you need to submit the test certificate and report. Maybe it's the manufacturer test certificate or the third party certificate. That conformity to relevant standards. So as well discussed, as per 1562 you need to conform. Then inspection reports and record, that is MTC and the third party. Then country of origin, if it is coming from outside of the country, then you need to submit the country of origin. Why? Suppose your material is coming from the X country, so whenever it is coming into your projects, how you will ensure that it might coming from the X country or not? That is why you need to submit the country of origin. Then in the fifth point you need to mention manufacturer, supplier. Already I discussed who is the manufacturer, accreditation and certification, previous performance history, compliance in the regulatory requirement, that also you need to attach with the MAR. Then it is testing and inspection plan. Now whenever it is coming to the site, what is your test plan? How you will ensuring, or how we will get the confidence from the client or the third party that with material is coming, we will do this test and we will complying what is the requirement. Then frequency of inspection, then acceptance criteria. So that is the mechanical property and the physical property as per 15622. The next is number 7 is safety and environmental consideration. So what is material safety data sheet you need to submit, because whenever we are doing actual work, that no worker should be harmed, and if there is any injuries happening, what need to do, that data sheet has to be attached with the material approval request. Then environmental impact assessment, that means it is not harming the environment. Then compliance with the health and safety regulation, that also you need to attach with the MAR. Then handling and storage recommendation. So how you will handle and how will storage the material, that will give you the confidence that whenever it will handle or storage, that the material will not wastage or material will not destroyed. That also you need to incorporate in your MAR or the material approval request. Then approval and authorization. Names and signature of approving authority, who is the approver that I need to receive, date of approval, and any condition and restriction. So whenever it is coming to you, if there is any condition or restriction, that you need to check, and then you need to resubmit the document. Then it is coming documentation review. It is very much important that review all provide documents for competencies and verification of compliance with project specifications. So after making everything, you need to check whether it's verified or it's as per in line with the project specification or not, and all the documents are in place as per the checklist. That is for the document review or the document verification. Then alternate materials or substitutes. Why it is important that if you are taking one submittal and one approval, then maybe during the project tenure, the company, whatever the supplier, they have the some issue and they are not manufacturing, or there is some issue. So what you will do, you will stop the projects? No, you need to find out the alternative sources for the same material. So according to that, you have the backup plan, that if there is any problem with the supplier or the manufacturer, we have the plan B, or we have the backup plan we can make. So that is also you need to mention what is your alternative material or substitute. Then communication and notification, how you will communicate. So notification to relevant so whoever involved, project engineer, site engineer, manufacturer, supplier, you need to notify each and every document, or if every notification or communication properly, so that everyone will be in the same place and your MR will be as per the requirement. Then communication of any specific instruction to the condition, and last not the least, that is feedback and continuous improvement. That is important because it is the key of the quality control and quality assurance, that whatever the feedback you are getting from the third party or the consultant or the approval authority, you need to incorporate into your process, so the process is refined and redefined and the customer will be happy. So this about the all about the material approval request for the vitrified tiles, and I hope you find it useful. And if you find it useful, kindly subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon, so that whenever I upload a new video, you will get immediate notification. And I'm waiting for your valuable comment, so that from your valuable comment everybody will be benefited. And if you want to know anything more about quality control and construction, please let me know. I will come with more content like this. And thank you once again for watching me.